Welcome guys to the continuation of a long-running Let's Play here on the channel as we now tackle Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice. It's been a long time, our 6th Let's Play that we've been playing this, and we've been following Phoenix's life as it's gone forward. But this is the current end of the timeline, the end of the road, so to say. What is the timeline of Phoenix Wright? It might just flit back and forth and put a new game in wherever you know. I don't know. As we move to a new land, a new court system, and hopefully new intrigues as we go. It's the first blind playthrough, as in I haven't played the game before, and will contain all the weirdo voices that I usually do. That said, if it hasn't got the same characters, how am I supposed to do this? Where's the judge? Is he here? I don't know. With that said, to find out, it's time to start a new game and see where this game takes us. Let's begin.
On the western edge of the Far East, lies a peaceful country of spirit mediums and mystery, the kingdom of Khura'In. But now, the flames of revolution are threatening to consume it whole. But things like revolt and revolution were the furthest things from my mind when I first arrived in this land.
And so begins episode 1, The Foreign Turnabout. Here in Khura'In, death is not the end. Even after death, the soul lives on in the Twilight Realm. And priestesses can commune with the spirits of the dead. Fear not death. In the name of the Holy Mother. Fear only the impurities of your soul. This blight on my soul. I'll have the child take the blame. And so, on April 23rd at 4:26 PM, we enter the kingdom of Khura'In. I'm gonna have trouble with that name, aren't I? Phew, I'm finally here. So this is the kingdom of Khura'In, huh? What a long trip. I wonder how many hours I was in the air. But just look at this place. Proper tourist. Get a load of this street. It really feels like I'm in another world here. And that gorgeous temple. I read that's the center of town. Wow, an ox right in the middle of the street. I have to get a picture of that. Excuse me, sir. I wonder what kind of bird that is. I've never seen anything like it. That's quite a crest it has on its head. Excuse me, sir. What? Oh, yeah? Pardon me, but are you Mr. Wright? Yes, that's right. Oops, I hope he hasn't been trying to get my attention all this time. Wait a minute, are you... That's right. Ahlbi Ur'Gaid at your service. I'm a monkey training at Tehm'pul, and I'll be your guide around town. Right, Ahlbi. It's very nice to meet you. Happy Raki. Happy what now? Happy Raki. That's how we greet people here in Khura'In. It's like hello or how do you do. It's a pretty handy expression to know. Okay, let me give it a try. Hello, I'm Phoenix Wright. Happy Aki. My name is Phoenix Wright, and I run a small law office. Well, that's what I do back home anyway. Right now, I'm just a traveller, a stranger in a strange land. Welcome to our country. Welcome to the kingdom of Khura'In, land of spirit mediums and mystery. This is for you! To celebrate your arrival! Speaking of mystery, what is this mysterious green lump exactly? Allow me to explain. This is a famous Khura'Inese sweet bun. It's called a magatama, or soul bun. It's shaped like a magatama. It's so yummy it'll send your soul right to the Twilight Realm. That doesn't exactly make me eager to eat it. Thanks. I think I'll indulge later. That will be 20 damas. Thank you for your patronage. I have to pay. I always have plenty of those on hand, so just let me know if you ever want any more. No wonder its bag looks so heavy. It's stuffed with all the tools of its trade. Oops, I almost forgot to tell you something really important. It's about Miss Maya. She can't come see you for a few days yet. Yeah, when I called her from the airport, she said she was still training up in the mountains. I told her I'd wait for her here. Either way, I was glad to hear she's in good spirits. Maya Fey. She's a spirit medium who used to work as my assistant. I came all the way out here to celebrate the end of her ascetic training with her. Ahlbi, this is my first time in this country, so I'll be counting on you, okay? You got it, sir. Please don't hesitate if you need anything at all. Maya was right when she told me I could leave everything in your capable hands. Ah, shucks, she said that. That sure was nice of her. I had a chance to show Miss Maya around a bit too. If there's one person Maya was worried about, it's me. Because we both know trouble likes to follow you wherever you go, she said. That girl worries too much. But you sure came early to the party, Mr. Wright, sir. I mean, Miss Maya won't be done with her training for another 2 weeks. I hate to admit it, but I came early because I was worried about her too. Oh, well, you know, I thought I'd get in a little sightseeing first. Oh, sightseeing? Well, I'm your man for that. I'll show you all the best sights this country has to offer. Thanks. That would be great. I guess Ahlbi takes this job very seriously. Well, what are we waiting for? Those sights are going to see themselves. Oh my god, you don't have to shove. First stop, Tehm'pul, right there in the center of town. There's something there I really want to show you. And so we move up those great steps. Tehm'pul, I wish I understood the time difference. How long did it take for him to get up there? Wow, it's even more impressive up close. Allow me to explain. This is the heart of our town, Tehm'pul. It was created by the founder of Khura'inism, the Holy Mother herself. I'm training right here at this temple to be a monk someday. I read that the people of this country are all adherents of Khura'inism. I wish they could say that out loud so I could definitely get that right now. I've only heard it once. According to my guidebook, it's a religion in which ancestral spirits are venerated. The Holy Mother was a great spirit medium who could commune with our ancestors' souls. And spirit mediums become queen to this day, direct descendants of the Holy Mother. A spirit medium rules the entire country, huh? Talk about power and influence. The main thing you want to see when you come to Tehm'pul is the Dance of Devotion rite. The Dance of Devotion takes place twice, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. This dance, along with the Song of Ceremony, is performed in offering to the Holy Mother. The Dance of Devotion has the power to summon forth souls from the Twilight Realm. In Khura'inism, we believe the soul is carried away its rings to form a loop that wrap around. Hold it! Slow down! I can't remember all of that at once. Can't even see it all at once. You're faster than old bag. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I got a little overexcited. Anyway, the main thing I got from all that is that you really, really love your country. Well, that's sure true. I like this kid. He pours his heart into everything he does. Let's see. I guess I just explained about half of what I usually explain. So I'll give you a special discount and only charge you 10 damas for the tour fee. Thank you for your patronage. I guess he pours his heart into aggressive salesmanship too. Now to think of it, Miss Maya told me she could tell I love my country too. We stood here for about an hour while I told her all about the Holy Mother. Really? An hour? Hope that counted as patience training. And she seemed really interested too. She listened to my whole speech. Ah, that doesn't sound like the Maya I know. Miss Maya is so kind and nice. She treats me really well, like a little brother. She's kind of like a big sister to me. This is Maya Fey you're talking about, right? Maybe she's grown up since I last saw her. Oh no! What's the matter? Is it that time already? We have to hurry into the temple right away. But first, let me give you this lyrics card for the Song of Ceremony I told you about. What? Lyrics? There's an English translation of the lyrics there too, so give it a read, okay? Let's go. But why the big rush? If we don't hurry, we'll miss the beginning of Her Benevolence's Dance of Devotion. Her Benevolence? I hope I don't have to sing along.
Ahlbi Ur'Gaid, you're under arrest for treason.
Well, it's always nice to come to a foreign country and get guns pointed at you in like 30 minutes. April 24th, 10:10 AM, the High Court of Khura'In, accused lobby. Let me in! Why won't you let me in? Because you're a foreigner. What business could you have with this court? I told you, my friend is on trial in there. The police raided the temple in the middle of the dance performance yesterday and arrested Ahlbi on suspicion of treason. I was worried about Ahlbi, so I just had to come see his trial. A trial isn't a tourist attraction, so clear off. If you want a picture for your scrapbook, take one of me and get out of here. Look, you've got it all wrong. Just great. Well, I guess there's only one thing to do. Tell him I'm a lawyer. Tell him I'm Khura'Inese. We're just gonna sneak in that way. He knows I'm not Khura'Inese. Yes, I'm a foreigner, but I'm not your average foreigner. What? I'm actually a lawyer. Back at home anyway. What? A lawyer? I can't. That's not possible. What's he so shocked about? Well, whatever. Now's my chance. Nothing wrong with a lawyer entering the courtroom, right? Wait! Get back here, you! Did I just run in? He's got a gun! So this is Khura'In's courtroom. Wait, isn't that Her Benevolence? I'd say look to the person on the left. What's she doing here in court? A divination seance has been performed. I will now hand down my verdict against the accused. Ooh, that's a very fancy guilty. What? A verdict already? But the trial only just started. Guilty? There's got to be some kind of mistake. Please take another look. Seances performed by Princess Rafa are infallible. They show only the truth. What right do you have to question her abilities? But I didn't. It is pain. It's not even foreign pain.
Is it ironic that you, a devout adherent of Khura'Inism, could dare doubt her insight? Non-believers will only be met with suffering in the Twilight Realm, you know.
But I didn't do it. Your benevolence. Allow me to explain, I beg of you. Be silent, impudent whelp. There is no merit to be had in indulging the ramblings born of a criminal's unclean soul. But... what in the world is going on here? The judge made his ruling based on something called a divination seance? What is Ahlbi's attorney doing? Wait a minute. Where is Ahlbi's attorney? Why is this happening? I didn't do anything wrong. Foolish child. Doubting the divination seance is tantamount to doubting the Holy Mother herself. Your Majesty, as Royal Priestess and in the name of the Holy Mother, I command you. Impose the highest penalty against this unclean soul. As you command, so shall it be done, your benevolence. May your holiness grant us her divine favor. Dihala Khura'In.
Objection!
What? Wait just one moment. You're... me and my big mouth. Now what? Mr. Wright, what are you doing here, sir? Well, I'm in it now, so I have to do this right. Your Honor, it's too soon to give you a verdict. This trial has only been underway for a few minutes. Excuse me? Who on earth are you? I'm, well... an ordinary tourist, Your Honor. Just passing through. Ah, a tourist, are you? Habaraki. But more importantly, where is this boy's defense attorney? A defense attorney? Ha 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 ha! Whatever are you talking about? He doesn't need a defense attorney. Wait, what? Of course you wouldn't be aware, being a foreigner at all. But we have no need for defense attorneys here in the kingdom of Khura'In. We leave it all up to her benevolence's sacred power of spirit communion. Her divination seances determine all. What? But surely you see how unfair that is. What kind of insane court system are they running here? You would dare mock me, you barb-headed buffoon? If you value your life, you will leave post-haste. Or shall I summon the bailiff? The bailiff is that big scary dude with a big scary gun, isn't he? I'm sure he would be happy to oblige you with a bullet or two as a souvenir of your travels. At the cost of an arm and a leg, no doubt. Now hold on! Mr. Wright has nothing to do with any of this. Ahlbi. I appreciate what you're trying to do, Mr. Wright, but never mind about me. You just go ahead and go see Miss Maya. But... forget about me. You have to go now. I'm sure you can find another guide. There were lots more places I wanted to show you. But it looks like I won't get a chance now. I'm sorry. The poor kid. He's trying to put on a brave face, but look how terrified he is. What can I do? What should I do? I've got to defend Ahlbi, not go find Maya. Why is weeks done with the training? Defend Ahlbi. I can't just let a verdict be handed down with nobody standing in Ahlbi's corner. If Ahlbi doesn't have a defense attorney, then I'll do it. I'll defend him.
Defend him? You can't be serious.
Did you hear that? Is he out of his mind? Heaven forbid. Defend me? Mr. Wright, what are you saying? You can't do that. I most certainly can. Don't worry, I'm quite used to tackling all sorts of trials. Besides, can you imagine how furious Maya would be if I let anything happen to you? Mr. Wright.
You are but a naive tourist, ignorant of our ways. But if you are smart, you will heed my advice. Do not pursue this matter any further.
Looks like defending somebody is easier said than done in this country.
Bailiff, throw this man out.
Your Majesty, if you please.
You have something to say, Mr. Payne?
Why not allow it, Your Majesty? Why not have him defend the accused? It could prove very interesting. Right, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Right. Mr. Whoever you are. You forget because he just doesn't matter, does he? Inconsequential forgetting.
Prosecutor, are you acquainted with this traveller?
That's Chief Prosecutor, Your Majesty. And yes, I am acquainted with him. He's a defense attorney from my native land. I've had dealings with him in the courtroom before.
Heavens to Betsy! What? Mr. Wright, you're a defense attorney?
A defense attorney? Well, this is a shock.
You may be surprised to hear that I have more than 10 years of experience. I guess there aren't all that many lawyers around here.
Your Majesty, would you kindly allow us to proceed in the manner of my old country?
But Mr. Payne, I've already made a ruling in this case.
Call it nostalgia if you will, but I am most eager to give it a try.
But I have a previous engagement, you see. A class together with the missus.
Your Majesty, I agree we should have a whack at it. It sounds amusing. A score of years have passed since we last saw a defense attorney in this courtroom. A score? As in 20 years? What's the deal with this country? Mr. Payne, I want that barbed head brought to me on a stick.
As you wish, Your Benevolence. I, Chief Prosecutor Payne, will see to it myself.
Very well, Mr. Payne. If that is what you and the benevolence want, I will acquiesce. As for the defense, I hope you are prepared for every eventuality.
Every eventuality? What is he talking about?
There. Are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Payne. And sorry for not remembering you earlier. But which one do you remember? I know which one it is.
That's Chief Prosecutor, or the Incredible Payne, as I'm also known in this country. And you'll see soon enough just why that is. When you're forced to capitulate to me before this very court of law.
Why is he so strangely confident? And not only that, but what's with the gallery? Just you watch. That defense attorney will try and twist the truth. You can bet on it. Get him, Chief Prosecutor. Crush that defense devil. This is way more lawyer hate than even back home.
And now, if you would please give your opening argument once again, Mr. Payne.
Certainly, Your Majesty. The accused is charged with 2 crimes, larceny and murder. Yesterday, the Founder's Orb was stolen from the treasury room of Tehm'pul Temple. In addition to the theft, 2 other things were discovered in the treasure room. The dead body of Mr. Pasroll, Temple's security guard, and the empty treasure box that housed the orb which Mr. Roll was in charge of guarding. We believe that Mr. Roll was murdered by the thief who stole the treasure.
To kill a guard armed with a gun. What a terrifyingly bold act.
I couldn't agree more, Your Majesty. Please allow me to submit as evidence the victim's autopsy report and crime photo.
As a result, Autopsy Report is being added to the court record, which we haven't had a button for yet. Time of death is around noon. His head shows signs of being hit with a blunt object. And the crime photo has been added to the court record as well. The Tehm'pul's treasure. Oh, I didn't even get to read it.
It's been a long time since we had evidence presented in court as well. It's kind of refreshing, actually.
We may rely on the power of the seances, but our police still carry out investigations. Thus, any proof I provide is indisputable.
Oh, really? Well, forgive me if I don't just take your word for it. I can check the evidence out myself by looking at them in the court record. Now we've got it. We'll see just how thorough you and your police were, Mr. Payne.
Such a deplorable crime. The audacity of stealing the sacred treasure of Her Holiness, our founding mother. It's a crime that strikes at the very heart of our nation.
Exactly, Your Majesty. We mustn't let the culprit get away with these heinous deeds. Indeed, such deeds are best described as treason against the crown.
Is this treasure really such a valuable object?
How can you even ask such a thing? Of course it is. Why, sealed within this treasure is the very soul, the mitama of the Holy Mother.
Her soul is sealed within the treasure. I think I'll take that with a grain of salt.
You don't believe it, do you?
Of course I believe it. Something tells me I'd better play along.
This kind of irreverence is exactly why I dislike defense attorneys so much.
Your Honor, Your Majesty.
What is it now?
This treasure, I've never seen it, so it's a little hard for me to imagine. Can I see a photo of it or something?
Of all the outlandish requests, you defense attorneys are truly beyond the pale.
He's been getting awfully angry with me. And are those veins popping out of his forehead?
It's forbidden for anyone outside the royal family to view the treasure itself. They say that anyone without the proper spiritual power would be blinded instantly. That is why the average person has never seen the treasure, Mr. Wright.
I guess there are national treasures that are off limits to the public back home, too.
For the benefit of the shamelessly uninformed defense, let me share this newspaper article. It includes photos taken about 8 years ago when the treasure was unearthed. These are the only public photos of the outer box in existence. What's more, the treasure box only leaves the temple's treasure room but once a year, for a special New Year's rite that takes place at the palace. Therefore, this treasure box has only ever been seen by a handful of people.
The treasure box has been added to the court record. Forced open and its contents stolen, the average person can only see it in this newspaper article. I really should check out the other stuff for now.
I hear there's been a string of thefts lately of historic artifacts from the temple.
Right, Your Majesty. An inexcusable thievery of precious national treasures for personal gain. And the culprit is the accused.
So he used his position as monk in training to get his hands on the treasure. Is that it?
The accused family is by no means wealthy. To help with family finances, he works as a tour guide in addition to his ascetic training.
Thank you for giving an excellent outline of the case, Mr. Payne. Now then, no more questions from the defense, I presume.
What? No, I do have questions.
Even more, though you just asked a bunch. Well, make it snappy. My class starts in just a few short minutes.
What? He's still planning on going to that thing? There's still a lot I don't know about the case. I should ask now while I have the chance. Let's see. What else do I need to know more about? What, the crime scene, the weapon, the motive, all of the things? I asked about the... go from the top. Mr. Payne, where did the crime take place?
What? As I already stated, it was in the treasure room of the temple.
Oops, that's right.
Have you even been paying attention?
No, I just thought you'd give me more information.
These lying lawyers, not only do they lack morals, but memory too.
He apparently has all the brain power of a barnyard chicken, Your Majesty.
Oi!
That explains why he's a crest like a rooster.
No matter where I go in the world, the insults are always the same. Your Majesty, please let me try again. Let's see. What else do I need to know more about? Well, the motive would be important, the weapon too. Why are you being mean to me like that? So it says hit with a blunt object, but it doesn't tell what the blunt object is. Cerebral contusion from a head injury is cause of death. Now, one thing I was wondering about the image here is that this guy's hand is incredibly bloody in that small picture down there. Is he really just holding the back of his head? Obviously, the murder weapon itself was the treasure box. And we see the blood on it. So it wants us to ask the motive. But I'll go for the weapon just in case. In case there's any more info. We've got fish for info. Mr. Payne, what was the murder weapon?
The murder weapon was the treasure box itself. The empty treasure box left at the scene had a large blood stain on it.
How utterly irreprehensible! Using the sacred treasure box for murder.
The accused came to the treasure room with the express purpose of stealing the treasure. He climbed the altar stairs and snatched the box ready to abscond with the treasure. But he was discovered by Mr. Roll, who had come to the room in the course of his rounds. After walloping Mr. Roll on the head with the treasure box, the accused forced the bloodied housing open and made off the treasure inside.
Well, I'd like to postulate the fact that, of course, that's a pretty big box to be hitting a taller guy than a kid on the head with. Right, treasure box has been updated in the court record. The murder weapon off limits to the public. The photo in the paper. Oh, it's only shown that its contents were stolen. Treasure box is the murder weapon, supposedly. But the defendant is just a little boy. I hardly think he would be able to hit the victim, a grown man, on the head.
Ah, very good point, Mr. Wright. But I'm afraid that won't help you.
Is it because there were steps leading up to it?
At the time of the crime, the accused was on the stairs leading up to the altar. The accused's elevated position would more than make up for their difference in stature.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Mr. Payne, your reasoning is flawless. What an elegant argument. Hats off to you, Chief Prosecutor.
Your title is obviously
Well earned. Well, the accuser's guilt certainly is conclusive.
What? How? He's still wanting to go for this class? What kind of class is it? We've started a new Let's Play in a foreign land, unwelcoming of defense attorneys. Not one has stood in this courtroom for 20 years. Across from us, if I can go court record and check out profiles, yes I can, stands gasp in pain. Yet again, a prosecutor from back home, that what he's doing here as Khura'In's chief prosecutor is beyond me. We don't know. As we try to protect Ahlbi Ur'Gaid against the murder of Pat Roll. What was seen to cause a guilty verdict in the first place? I guess we'll find out as this Let's Play rolls on. Join me next time for more. I hope you enjoyed and hope you get ready for the rest of the season to come. And I'll see you guys around. Bye-bye.